Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Short hiatus between these episodes because it took so long for me to get the last episode up, which I apologize for.
That's okay.
It is what it is. I thought we had a really great episode last week.
I think so too.
It was really nice having Nick on, of course, who's been one of our longtime friends. But it was nice just to have a guest. We talked for a lot longer than I thought we were going to.
A really long time. Maybe some may say too long, but
some may say that. Yes, I would agree. We went off on a few tangents, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's part of the fun.
It is. You'll actually be happy to know this week that I did really not plan anything. I know. I've had such a busy week. I'm so stressed out and I've just been exhausted.
Yeah.
So it came around to today and I thought, oh gosh, I have to have something planned. So I've just been kind of making little notes throughout the day of different things that I'd like to talk about. But for the most part, we're winging it.
We're free balling.
We're free balling, is that what you said?
Yes.
That's right. Well, to start it all off, I'm very excited about what you have going on here because I see the ingredients for margaritas and I'm all about margaritas since I've been watching Beverly Hills Housewives.
Yes.
So
yes.
Let's go, Allie.
I love a good margarita, especially for summer. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really excited to make these right now. So, okay, now this is the challenge of making a drink while you're on a podcast.
Yes, now you understand.
Here's how to make a classic margarita. So first thing you do, take a lime wedge and you rim the glass with your lime.
Are you doing the entire rim?
I'm not. I like to do half, 3/4-ish.
Okay.
So with a little bit of salt, you can use coarse salt. I just have table salt because that is what I had at my house.
Sometimes I like when you see like the different color salts, like the Himalaya pink salt.
Yeah, that is aesthetically pleasing, especially if you're going to do like a Paloma, because then you can have the pink grapefruit juice.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the major difference between a margarita and a Paloma, right? Is just the grapefruit juice rather than lime juice.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take some ice and put it right in the glass. There's a little bit of water in there, but that's okay. Take some of this ice cubes. Does that sound good in the mic?
Yes. Here, we should hold it up. Here, put a few more in there. Just dump some. Yes.
Oh, yes.
We're putting a lot of ice in today because it's so hot outside.
It is so hot today.
Did you hear that it's going to get up to 36 degrees here on Sunday?
Yes. And
it's
what
ridiculous.
is Sunday, Cher?
Sunday is my bridal shower.
Yay!
Which is very fitting.
Excited.
I'm really excited
it's
too.
It's like the first event for your wedding. So it's like the wedding is finally here.
It's finally starting to feel real, I would say. Finally starting to feel like things are happening because obviously getting engaged during COVID and planning a wedding during COVID, it's been very uncertain, of course. So I'm very excited.
Yes.
We'll cycle back to that because I would like to say one more thing about my bridal shower, but I'd like you to finish the margarita.
So I just squeezed 2 lime wedges in here. And then we want about 2 ounces of tequila per drink. Now, I was supposed to bring a shot glass and I didn't, so I'm just pre-pouring.
That looked like way more than 2 ounces per drink.
I'm making 2 drinks.
It looked like a lot more than 4 ounces.
Now, you can add triple sec or not. I had triple sec at home, so I'm going to put a little bit in, but normally I don't.
I like triple sec in there. It's just a little bit of added flavor. I like the citrus touch. So,
and I agree. So then we've got the lime juice, real lime juice. You can use fresh squeezed limes or this. This is just so easy.
It really is. And honestly, I love fresh lime juice, but it takes a very long time
takes so long,
to make enough for what you need. And when you're drinking multiple margaritas, nobody has time for that.
Nobody has time for that. Okay. Then you've got the secret ingredient, which is agave syrup. So just adds a little bit of sweetness and cuts out the tartness.
And agave syrup is made from cactus.
It is.
Yes.
Tequila is also made from agave.
Oh yeah, I guess so. That's true. I never really That's true. Yes, I forgot about that. We got a whole lot of cactus going on.
So now we're gonna shake this.
We're gonna hope that it's not gonna go all over us. Oh, that sounds nice. It looks great.
Yes.
Really good color.
Okay, I think this is gonna be really good.
Oh,
of course, it wouldn't be bitches in business without a spill.
That's true. and Marcus is on the paper towel. This is par for the
Week
course.
3 of paper towel.
No big deal.
Catch it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thank you, Marcus. And Marcus is also joining us again. He has a mic. He's off camera, of course, but he's all mic'd up with us today. So
Currently
he's currently
he has
eating a sandwich
in his mouth.
but when he's done eating, I'm sure he will say hello. Okay, I'm sorry, we're not done.
Wait, sorry, we're just going to clean this up. Bear with me for just 1 second.
These look very delicious.
Now
can I just
margarita
say?
running down my leg.
I mean, that's the best thing, honestly. Oh, they smell so good.
And then we're going to garnish with a lime wheel because I just think it looks so much prettier than a lime wedge.
Perfect.
And there you go.
They look
perfect
amazing,
margarita.
Allie. Also, let's get a really good clink because the last time we tried to do this, the glasses sucked. That was terrible. That was
a little bit better.
That was better.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good. That is a perfect margarita.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Wow,
And I
that's
didn't
delicious.
even measure. Wow.
Yum. Very good. Okay, we're gonna get these limes.
Yeah, get that out of here.
Out of our way. Okay, I just want to bring something back to the bridal shower.
Yes.
So I ordered a few items from, I don't know how, Sheen, everyone pronounces it a little bit differently.
Yes.
So I've never ordered items from there before, but I was very, very careful. I read all of the reviews, looked at the photos of everything. I ordered 6 dresses.
Wow.
I was a bit concerned about them arriving in time because I was hoping to have them for my stagette on the 9th of July. But I was hoping, if they showed up before the bridal shower, then great. And they did. They came yesterday.
Okay.
So I tried them all on. I like 4 out of the 6.
Okay.
The one that I was specifically going to wear for the bridal shower, I don't like. It doesn't look how I thought that it would, which is a little unfortunate. So I might have to try and find something else. But
It is going to be so hot that day.
it's going to be ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though.
Me too.
How fitting. That's the hard thing about weddings, I will say, is that you just never really know what the wedding's going to be like. I mean, you weren't at Rebecca's wedding, were you?
I was there for the
You were there for the reception. So
I had a prior engagement that day, unfortunately.
yeah. So one of our friends got married August 12th, and you always think that August is going to be amazing weather. We woke up that morning and it was gray sky, and we kind of had to make that decision. Do we do a tent? Do we not? What do we do? Do we rearrange things? Luckily, the sky opened up and it was beautiful for the ceremony, but then it rained between the ceremony and the reception, which was unfortunate. But that's the hard thing. You never really know. And so that's the one thing I've always tried to remember is your rain plan should be your always plan. Whatever you're planning for your rain plan should just be forever, so that you're not having to struggle and make that decision and what do I do, and you're scrambling and things aren't available and all that kind of stuff. So which kind of brings me to my next point, is that I was thinking about it today, and I'd like to share some tips each episode for wedding planning for those people that are planning to get married. Maybe they're engaged, maybe they're not, maybe they're just thinking about it, they're halfway through, whatever. Just to kind of share my experience coming from a wedding planning background, but also planning a wedding myself, and just sharing those kinds of things. So I made a list of just a few businesses I wanted to touch base or kind of do a shout out for.
Okay.
And this is all about floral stuff. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually get bulk florals from Costco. So you can go into Costco, and they do have a floral section. Our Costco is quite small, but Costco online actually has a huge floral section, and you can order, say, a bulk bin of roses. So you get, say, 150 stems for $120, which is a really good deal.
Wow.
They come in a variety of different colors. They also do, which is huge right now, 6-foot long greenery garlands. So it's all fresh greenery, salal, eucalyptus, all this different kind of greenery. They come all wrapped in like a circle, basically. So you stretch them all out, and there's 4 to a box, and I believe it's $150 for 24 feet, which is pretty good. Because when you think a standard banquet size table is typically 8 feet long. So if you wanted to have like that draping, up the one side all along and down the other side, you could realistically use 3 to 4 garlands depending on how long you're going. So I had a bride a couple of years ago get married on Gabriola, and she did 3 long banquet tables, and she wanted that garland to go all the way along the entire thing. So we had 4 different rows of those tables. Wow. And we did greenery garlands that whole way. And she got it all from Costco, which was, way cheaper than going through a florist, obviously, but it looked incredible. It was fantastic. And then you can utilize that still after the day of, because it's just fresh stuff. It was amazing. So check out Costco because they're great. I also wanted to mention 3 other businesses that are kind of all along the same lines. One is called U Floral, and they're a BC based business, and they do bulk flowers as well. So, you want to support local, you want to find something that's maybe a little bit more specific, because I find Costco is very you get your basics, like your roses and your greenery or whatever. U Floral does a lot more specific, unique, different kind of varieties. If you don't want to go the actual floral route and go with fresh flowers, and you want to do something like fake flowers, which is what I was looking into for a really long time, there are 2 companies. One's called Something Borrowed Blooms. They're actually out of the States, but they ship to Canada. So they have, let's say, 15 different collections of bouquets, boutonnieres, garlands, centerpieces, all this stuff, and they're all fake silk flowers, and they'll rent them to you for a 4-day period.
Wow.
So they just ship them all to you through, say, FedEx. You get them, you use them, you ship them all back, and they're quite reasonable compared to real flowers. So that was something I had looked into for a long time, because that way that they're gonna look the way you want them to look. Yeah. They're gonna be the colors that you want them to be. They're not gonna wilt. They're not gonna fall apart. They're gonna, they would hopefully show up. Obviously, they're a really, really reputable business. So check them out. And then there's one more company I just wanted to look up because I can't remember. It's called Bouquet for a Day, and it's very similar to that Something Borrowed, but I believe they're Canadian. So check them out. I'll link them all on our Instagram so you can take a look at those. But those are my kind of wedding segments for this week. Yeah, I know.
I'm going wedding dress shopping this weekend with my sister,
yes,
my youngest sister. Right. Yeah, we're going to Vancouver and gonna go check out some wedding dresses. And then the next day I have your bridal shower.
It's going to be a very wedding filled weekend for you.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. I've never been wedding dress shopping in Vancouver, but there's tons of stores there.
Yeah, we're actually going to New Westminster, but I can't remember.
There's a lot of bridal stores there.
Yes, that's what I'm told.
Yeah, a lot.
So yeah, we have an appointment at 1.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Are all of your sisters going?
No.
Just you and...
Just me and my mom and dad.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And dad.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, gosh.
Dad has been to so many shopping events with all of us girls.
Really?
Like, it's crazy. We used to all go to the mall, like, for back to school shopping as a family. And my dad would basically just stand there, pay for everything, hold all the bags, hold all the coats.
I don't think my dad ever once went clothes shopping with me, ever. No, and that's maybe the benefit for him, because I didn't live with both of my parents. Yeah. But that was just always a my mom thing.
Totally.
So he never had to suffer through that. Wow. And your dad had 4 girls. So that's a lot of clothes shopping.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Good for him. Wow. Power to ya. I love it.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Marcus about this today. Okay. I wanted to rename our shower thoughts segment, because I started thinking about it, and there's a lot of just random things that we talk about. So they're not necessarily shower thoughts or blow dryer thoughts or driving thoughts. They're kind of about nothing. Mm-hmm. So I thought we should call it a segment about nothing.
A segment about nothing. Okay.
Don't you like that?
I like that.
It's very Seinfeld-esque, which I thought you would appreciate. That. So, okay. So I have a couple. No, I don't have any, actually. I had things that I was thinking about today while I was driving, but when you forget to write them down, then they're gone.
Yeah. I agree. I had one blow dryer thought today when I was blow drying my hair.
Do you remember what it is?
Yes. I need a new blow dryer.
Fair enough.
I have one of those stupid blow dryer brush things that are pretty cheap.
Do you not like it?
I loved it until very recently. I feel like it's like on its last legs. And you know what? It was pretty cheap. It was probably under $40.
Oh yeah.
And
that's
now
understandable.
I feel like it smells like burning, and it feels
That's how you know you
hot
need a new one.
inside of it, and I feel like it's going to explode.
Yeah, that's how you know you need a new one.
So basically, I've come to the conclusion that I need a Dyson Airwrap, and
I want one of those so bad.
I want one so bad.
So
I
bad.
actually sold a bunch of stock today, so I could buy
so you could
a Dyson,
buy a Dyson if you wanted to.
Yes.
I think that you should buy one, and then you should come on here and tell us all what you think about it.
Disclaimer, this is not legal financial advice. Please do not sue us. Don't sell your stock
To buy a Dyson.
Airwrap, please.
Yeah, don't.
Disclaimer,
I wouldn't
this
recommend
is
it.
not financial advice.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Definitely don't do that. But yeah,
But if Allie wants to do that, then all the power
that's
to
what
you. I
I'm
support it.
doing, and I haven't ordered it yet. But that is, I've sold my stock.
I want one so bad.
Yeah.
I looked into it because I got a bunch of Sephora gift cards for Christmas, and I had looked into it, and I thought, okay, I could do that. But then, I don't know. I talked to my hairdresser, and she kind of said, sure, like it's a great tool. She goes, but for the price that you pay, are you really going to use all of those tools? And do you really think that you want it? And so then her and I talked about getting a blow dryer brush instead, like a nice one. And then Sephora had a deal around Christmas time, and it was an interchangeable curling wand, curling iron, and the 3-barrel like waver thing.
Yeah, the
so
dry-
that's what I got
dry
instead.
bar?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
dry bar. Yeah, so that's what I got instead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
But
I loved the blow dryer brush because honestly, like you can just skip the last step of like straightening. Like if I blow dry my hair, it's still like it's just not as
100%
sleek as I would like it to be.
This is my blow dried hair, and I'm just hating it. Hating it.
Well, it looks good.
Thank you. It's just not as straight
Yeah.
as I would like it to be.
So stay tuned. Hopefully by next week I will have ordered my Dyson.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
So stay
You should try
tuned.
it on the episode.
Yeah,
For the first time, you
I
should
feel
unbox it.
There's a big learning curve.
I would say that you're right.
I've seen a lot of videos.
Watching videos of the whole Airwrap thing, it looks like it's gonna rip your hair out. It
does.
looks a bit scary. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, but I need to save my hair. Honestly, I have a little bit of extra stuff in there right now, but I've been trying to grow my hair for literally 10 years and it has not grown, and I just need to do something to like save my hair.
I've decided I might do clip-ins for the wedding, and then I've decided after the wedding I'm cutting my hair. I'm gonna cut it to like right here.
That's like what everybody does.
I know. I don't know. I'm just over it. I've loved my hair this long for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm not, it looks good some days. I'm just kind of over it. I just want to try something new. And that's my thing.
Fair enough.
That'll be my thing. But I'm not going to go like super, like I don't, I want it like here.
I'm a wife now. I have a new haircut.
I guess that's my life now.
That's you.
Great. And then when I become a mom, it'll be the same thing.
Yes.
So awesome.
Gotta get the mom haircut.
Oh gosh. So I went and saw a movie last week.
Okay.
So remember we talked about how I was going to go see A Quiet Place 2.
Yes.
So I went and saw it on Thursday. I then went and saw it again on Sunday.
What?
Because I really liked A Quiet Place 1. First of all, I know that you've never seen it, and I know that you won't watch it. But it's really my kind of movie. I think the writing is incredible. It was written by John Krasinski, directed by him, and he stars in it. And then, of course, his wife, Emily Blunt stars in it as well.
Yeah.
And it was just so well done. And what I liked about the first movie is, so basically, I'm not going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff, but basically,
I get the premise of it.
The aliens come to Earth, they hunt by sound, so they have to be really quiet. Well, their daughter already has hearing aids and she's deaf. So they've already learned growing up with all their kids sign language and how to be quiet regardless. So it really works to their benefit.
Okay.
So what I like about the first movie is that they tell the story without actually telling the story, which is hard to do. And it's so creative. And it was just, in my opinion, a very, artistic movie.
Yeah.
So I was really excited about the second one. And typically sequels, never end up being what you think they're going to be. And I was very, very happy with how the second one went.
Wow.
So that being said, I went and saw it with Nick, who was on our episode last week, and Gabe, who was listening to our episode last week. And Allie already knows this, but Let's just say Nick had quite a few cocktails before we went to see it. And I would assume that Gabe also did. I didn't see her beforehand,
Allegedly.
but I know allegedly she also had. Well, Gabe fell asleep in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I am not surprised whatsoever. If you know Gabe, she's a sleeper. She can sleep anywhere.
See, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Theater is like prime sleeping spot for Gabe.
Makes perfect sense. I didn't know that. So, of course, first of all, I have the two of them like laughing the first like 5 minutes of the movie. Then she falls asleep. So Nick starts laughing and then he's taking pictures of her. And of course, like they're drinking in the theater. So they're knocking over cans.
Allegedly.
And sorry, Nick was. Nick will definitely own that. And so I don't know about Gabe because she was asleep. But anyways, the movie's supposed to be quiet. And there's laughing. And then Jeremy's sitting over here and then he's laughing in front of me. And I'm like, you guys, like, this is not a laughing part of the movie. So they kind of ruined it. So I had to go see it again.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I went with Mike, actually.
Oh.
My mom's roommate, Mike, because my mom was away. And I know that Mike had seen the first one and he would like to see the second one. And he's not going to go by himself. So I was like, hey, Jeremy's working. Come and see the movie with me because now I can actually enjoy it.
Nice.
It was great. So, P.S. if you like those movies and you haven't seen the second one in theaters, please go and see it because obviously it really supports the people who make those movies, especially at a time during COVID. And second of all, if you've never seen the Quiet Place movies and you like thrillers, watch them because they're amazing.
Okay.
Are you happy that I did not do any spoilers, Marcus? There was not a single thing that I said about any of the spoilers.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I
didn't.
I learned because apparently there was such an outrage with Loki, so I didn't. And I have not watched the third episode of Loki. It came out last night, and I'm very excited to watch it.
Okay.
I know. And we have our new episode of Beverly Hills tonight.
I'm very excited for this episode. I know I said this last week,
but nothing happened on the episode last week.
Bravo, fucking bravo.
Nothing happened on the episode.
Nothing happened. We did get a good meme out of it. Erica coming in the door.
Yes. So essentially, the beginning of the episode, Allie's right. The beginning of the episode, it comes off like we're finally going to find out what's happening.
Finally.
We're finally going to talk about it. We're finally going to figure it out. What they've been talking about for weeks is finally going to come up. And then it starts and it goes, 3 days prior. And then it shows all this other shit. And then the very end, Erica walks in and then it goes, to be continued.
So I'm
really hoping we see something.
I would say, it would be crazy if they really drag this out any longer, but you never know.
Honestly, what I've been finding, because I had said this to you about Southern Charm as well, because I really like Southern Charm. I've been watching it since the beginning. And I had kind of said the whole season that they filmed during the beginning of COVID, it was right when COVID started. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't go out and do anything. They couldn't go, on trips or partying or any of those normal things that they normally do. So they dragged out so much of this season, and like 3 episodes would be 2 days, basically. So I think that that's kind of what they're doing now with Beverly Hills. I just don't think that they have enough stuff.
Well, also production was shut down because Kyle and Kathy and Dorit all got COVID.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. So they had to shut down filming for, I would think at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
isn't that interesting because they're getting tested every day.
Yeah.
And so then obviously one of them contracts it. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't travel because that's a huge part of the show is them going on at least 2 trips a season.
So they've already been to Lake Tahoe. They're obviously going to go somewhere else because there's been other previews I've seen that looks like they're all on a trip. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. Erica Jane. So we talked about her a little bit last week about how her lawyers have dropped her. Yes. They apparently have rehired her, or they've basically they said just kidding.
Oh, now they're working with her again? So that's weird.
What people are saying, allegedly, is that Erica was not being honest with her team. She was either not saying anything or lying.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they decided they couldn't work with her. So That's now changed. So I don't
Really?
know exactly what that means for her. But there's a really people are talking a lot about her.
See, I don't like keep up on any of this
Oh,
stuff.
it just comes up on my TikTok.
Oh, I see.
It all
Okay.
comes up on my TikTok.
So your algorithm
So then
now.
also yesterday, Tom was photographed out with a mystery blonde, a young Erica lookalike. And on the same day, Erica was filmed at a gas station, pumping gas, looking extremely disheveled.
Oh no.
And I don't know if that's supposed to be like a juxtaposition, if it was planned. People are saying it's staged.
Oh gosh. That's silly.
Who knows?
Well, like we kind of talked about last week, I mean, that's a huge thing in Hollywood. Who knows what's real and what's fake?
Exactly.
Who knows who's who, right? So that's the kind of hard thing. We were talking about this yesterday, just about how difficult life can be sometimes with perception, because, you know, a lot of the times you only know what's going on in other people's lives based on their social media, their Instagram, their Facebook, whatever. So you think that they're leading these incredible lives. They have all this money. They're doing all this stuff. They're so successful, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, they're only showing you what they want you to see. So you have no idea what their actual life looks like. But then it's hard because you get so caught up in that sometimes of going, well, I want this and I want this and I want this because that's what I feel like I need to have in order to be successful, to compete with somebody else, you know. And I feel that way sometimes just with, you know, my own life, but with the wedding a lot too, because I can't have exactly what I want to have. And then I think, why do I even care about that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, does that really matter? And why am I comparing myself to other people and what they have? You know, and so, but it's a hard kind of trap to fall into sometimes. So we're here to say you don't need to, you know, live your life compared to the Joneses, compared to what other people are doing on Instagram. It's not real.
You should only compare yourself to previous versions of yourself.
Exactly. And strive towards success for what you feel that you need for yourself in order to make yourself feel better.
That's very good advice.
We were Jeremy and I were talking about that last night. Like, in the grand scheme of things, we have a house. We both have great jobs. You know, we both have vehicles. Well, not so much Jeremy anymore because Jeremy's car blew up today. But for the most part, you know, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Jeremy gets to golf whenever he wants. We have a great group of friends. Like, compared to other people in the world, just in general, I'd say that we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's silly that we kind of get all caught up in what we're wearing and what we're driving and what our house looks like and our furniture and everything. It's just so silly. But it's hard when you're bombarded by it all the time.
Yeah, it is. I don't take too much stock into I don't spend too much time on Instagram. I don't compare myself to other people on Instagram.
Yeah.
I barely even post on Instagram.
Yeah. I will say that that's a bad habit of mine is falling into the trap of just looking and seeing what other people are doing and wishing I had that.
I go on there to look at memes. I just like to laugh.
You're all about the memes. I will say that my phone, I've been getting a text message every like 15 seconds for the past couple of minutes. And
why?
I have no idea. I don't know who it is because I don't.
Should we put them on blast?
I guess. Let me see. Oh, who knows? It's probably something silly. Oh, it's work stuff.
Oh, well, never mind.
Oh, okay. So I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android. So anytime that there's like these like iPhone things where it's like loved an image or whatever, I get a notification that says loved an image.
Okay.
So one of my clients loved 6 of the images that I sent her. So that's where a lot of this is coming from.
I can't stand that feature, I have to say. I can't stand it.
I think it's kind of weird.
I'm not going to get into that. But PSA, don't do that. It's annoying.
Well, it's annoying to the people that don't have iPhones.
It's
that's
annoying
for sure.
to the people with iPhones also, especially if you're in a group chat.
Yes.
And one person doesn't have an iPhone.
Yeah.
Then it's just a regular text message conversation.
And it comes through. So that's the other thing that happens.
It's the same.
Jeremy does all of these golf pools and he'll invite me to be a part of it. And then the first time he did it, you know, he's sending messages out at 10 p.m. Mm-hmm. Well, I have an Android and so does my mom, who's also in the golf pool. And I'm like, Jeremy, all we're getting is these like random messages from all of your friends and we don't know who any of the numbers are. I'm like, could you not do that?
Yeah.
Like, do it on somewhere else. Just don't
Annoying.
include me in this group chat because it's not a group chat for me.
No.
So then I get all these random messages that have no context to anything. And I'm like, okay.
God.
I know.
Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about. Britney Spears.
Yeah, okay. So I saw something the other day about Britney Spears, but I didn't read it. So please fill us in.
Okay, so today is the day that we've all been waiting for. She's finally going to speak in court for the first time in
Right.
I don't know how many years, many years. And I heard a small audio clip and she sounded, honestly, the judge apparently asked her to slow down several times. Like she was just talking very quickly and sounded a little bit scattered.
Okay.
I was going to use a different word, but we're going to go with that.
That's fair.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with her. Apparently, she said her dad belongs in jail. She wants to sue her family.
Yeah.
Everyone on her management team apparently belongs in jail. She can't do anything that she wants to do. She just wants to get married and have more kids, but she has an IUD and she's not allowed to make those types of decisions for herself.
God.
So, I mean, it's been 13 years.
I think it's really unfortunate that this situation has gotten to this point because I think we've all been waiting for this situation to arise. We've all been waiting for her to get to go to court. And then when she finally gets to do it, she can't fully express how she's feeling and what she needs and what she wants. And so then the media starts to play it up as this is why she shouldn't have, her conservatorship taken away and all this stuff.
I haven't heard that spin on it yet, but I'm sure it's coming.
Which is just unfortunate because what do you expect?
She's not allowed to do anything. Like she literally said, I want to be able to drive around in my boyfriend's car.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to do that.
And that's ridiculous.
She's not allowed to have any new friends. Apparently she didn't even want to get new kitchen cabinets. She just wanted to paint her kitchen cabinets and she was told no, it was too expensive.
Person that has probably millions and millions of dollars.
Millions and millions. So she said, I want to take 2 or 3 years off. I've been working my whole life. I have all this money that I can't use. And she's just had her whole life controlled. And so,
That's terrible.
I want her to be healthy and I want her, I don't know, maybe she needs some sort of conservatorship. But
maybe not to the extent that she has.
And I've also heard they switched her drugs and she's on lithium and it's making her feel really bad. And so I just want her to
it's
be
terrible.
Healthy and happy.
Yeah, it's
free.
terrible what people do to other people, especially when you're in a position of power and you have authority over somebody else, and especially when a lot of the times they're kids and they're successful and you have all that power at that time. And it's terrible. I mean, at the grand scheme of things, all you ever want for somebody is that they just have control over their own life. So that's very interesting. In order to be a fly on the wall in that situation, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see tons of stuff coming out about that in the next couple of days.
Yeah. I was really thirsty, Allie. I really liked your margarita. It was delicious.
Oh, so good. Do you want another one?
I mean, yes, obviously.
Okay, should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break and we'll make another margarita and we'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, we're back with fresh margaritas.
With fresh margaritas, obviously. Allie, you started filming some videos for work.
Yes.
I watched the one yesterday that was posted by the Ball Guy Real Estate Group, and I loved it, by the way.
Thank you.
So, sorry, what's it called? Up the alley.
Up your alley with Allie.
I love that. So you did it all about your neighborhood?
Yes. So I did first a video about Brecken Hill.
Yes, which is Allie's neighborhood. Oh,
which is where I live.
Drew's coming into the podcast again.
Good.
Oh, just a thumbs
never
up.
mind.
We're good. Yes, so up your alley with Allie.
Yes.
We did Brecon Hill, which is where you live, obviously.
Yes.
I really liked that video. I thought it was very well done.
Thank you. So yeah, we're starting a video series. So they're being featured on our Bald Guy Bulletin, which is our monthly newsletter.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do a new video every month that's going to be featured first on our Bald Guy Bulletin, and then we'll put it out on our social media after.
Cool.
And I'm going to do one for first all the neighborhoods in Nanaimo, and then eventually we'll expand to other locations.
Yes, that's a good idea.
So yeah, really exciting.
Wow, there's a lot of neighborhoods in Nanaimo.
There's so many. So I'm really excited to showcase what's special about each one.
Yeah, like my neighborhood.
Yes, like your
Hawthorne
neighborhood.
Corner.
Yeah, I mean, what I really like about your neighborhood is it's not like technically its own neighborhood, but like it is.
It is.
Because
People very much treat it like it's its own neighborhood.
It is. And so, I mean, it's University District, but it's not.
It's become this kind of own little thing.
It is, yeah. So, I mean, it's like Harewood is University District, but you're not in Harewood.
No.
So, I mean,
I consider us more central than Nanaimo.
Yeah. You're right, because you're right off of Bowen. Yeah, so Bowen's considered central Nanaimo, so you're like right on the cusp.
Yes.
But technically you are University District.
Yeah, which of course I knew. But yeah, Hawthorne's just become this kind of its own little
It's like
thing.
a little community.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's a beautiful neighborhood. And that's the one thing that we really liked when we initially saw the house. We had looked at another house within that neighborhood as well, actually, before we purchased ours. But it's the boulevards are so nice. There's big, beautiful trees. Everyone keeps their lawns so nice. And they all have beautiful landscaping. There's a great park right on Buttertubs Marsh. Like, it's fantastic. Yeah. It's a really neat neighborhood, actually.
It is a really cool neighborhood because it's so central, and you've got great mountain views and
great mountain views.
Beautiful.
That's the one thing I really love. I'm always, I love water views. I love mountains, but Mount Benson, it's really neat because you see the weather systems come over. So you get to see the clouds change so often. The sunsets are fantastic, and the sunlight, the way it hits the mountains, like, it's just beautiful. So yeah, we're really happy with where we bought. But I like what you're doing where you're showcasing different neighborhoods, because it gives people a chance to see, oh, I've never been down that street before. Or I've never even known that it was down there. Let me go take a look. Wow, that neighborhood's beautiful. I never realized that.
Yeah. So I've been talking to a client in Ontario who has never really been here. Oh. And so I got a really good email the other day from my video saying, your video looked awesome. We've decided just based on your, not just based on your video, but we've decided based on your video that Brecon Hill is the neighborhood for us, and that's where we would like to live.
That's so neat.
Yeah, I'm like,
see, it's worth it then for just that one person who decides that they want to live there.
So I'm excited to do the next one. I don't know what the next location is going to be, but
realistically, there's so many different neighborhoods. I mean, you could have videos for the next year, really, if you wanted to.
Yep.
Wow.
Definitely.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Who does your videography for you? Is it somebody in-house?
Yes, actually. Our wonderful admin, Melissa.
Really?
Shout out to Melissa. Yeah,
wow,
she did the video. She edited all herself, but believe it or not, that video was all filmed on my iPhone.
I'm actually shocked because that was a really nice high quality video.
Yeah, and I agree.
Wow.
But I do not take any credit for that. Mm-hmm. She is good at editing. I can't do any of that stuff. I do not know how to do that. So my whole plan was let's just do it in all one take, but then we couldn't go to all the locations that we wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she pieced it all together in a real, pretty quickly, within
it was a good video.
Less than 24 hours, and she had the video up. So
wow.
Thank you to Mel.
Yes, shout out to Mel.
She listens to our podcast.
Love Mel.
She's the best.
Cool. That's really neat. And I think, I would assume being in that kind of industry, you have to put yourself out there. You have to find new ways to get your name out there, get your business out there, who you are. That's a really unique thing. And so I'm all for it. I think keep up with that kind of stuff because it's a quick and easy thing for you to do.
Oh, yeah.
And look at what it does. Obviously, if you have clients already that are seeing it and saying, yeah, I want to purchase just because I saw that.
Yeah.
Then it's worth it. Good for you. That's really exciting. I like that. How are things going just with the market and stuff right now? What's going on with you? New houses, all that kind of stuff?
I know, I sound like a broken record, but the market hasn't really changed all that much. People keep saying that they're seeing a slowdown, but like I checked the hot sheet today and we're still seeing properties that are selling over 100,000 above the ask.
Really?
Not all of them. Like I did see some today that are selling for under the asking price. It is possible. It is happening.
Yeah.
But it is still so competitive.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I honestly, well, so Jeremy and I were talking about this yesterday. So remember how we had been talking about The Big Short, and Michael Burry has been making a lot of comments lately about cryptocurrencies in particular, and about how that's just going to go bust. But the housing market is due for the exact same thing, but who knows?
I don't know what's going to happen with Canada because it's a little bit different.
Right.
And I did see a video yesterday on TikTok that kind of explained that.
I love how we get like all of our information from TikTok.
I know, I get everything from TikTok now.
I don't trust anything on Facebook though. And
I don't really trust anything on TikTok either because people can just say like whatever they want. But I heard in the States, so there was this whole thing with much similar to what's going on here is the banks have been pretty forgiving in COVID times. They're not putting people into foreclosures upon not paying their mortgages, and same with rent. You know, if you don't pay your rent, you're not going to get evicted type of thing. So in the States, that is all changing as of June 30th. That is not going to be a thing any longer. So I think in the States, we're going to see a lot of foreclosures.
Makes sense.
And that will kind of turn it into more of a buyer's market. I don't know if it's going to go all the way to buyer's market, maybe more of a balanced type of market. So I don't know if that's going to be the case in Canada. I haven't heard anything that would indicate that in Canada, other than obviously this mortgage stress test that just happened on June 1st. That we talked about that a couple weeks ago. So that was obviously done by the government of Canada to sort of slow things down. And we haven't really seen a big change. I keep hearing people on the mainland saying that it's slowing down over there. So maybe it is. I just haven't seen that personally here in Nanaimo and central Vancouver Island. So I guess we'll see. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell you what's going to happen next. But I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting just to see kind of what the market does and how that plays out for everybody. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the market in general is always going to rise as time goes on. You know, it ebbs and it flows, it rises and it falls, but overall, it's always going to rise. And ultimately, real estate's not something you make a quick buck in anyways.
No.
You know, so we learned this when I was working for Investors Group. That was a big thing that we learned, was buying on emotion. You know, a lot of people will sell because they freak out when things start to drop. So then they sell, and then they buy when it's really high because things are really hot. And so you have to try not to do that. Right. Yeah. And so try to get in when the market's good. And then, you know, when you're in a good position, just try to hold off a little bit, you know, but it's definitely a seller's market. That's for sure. I feel bad for anybody who's looking to buy right now because it's difficult. That kind of leads me into my next question is, we talked about this on our very first episode that we ever did, but that was like
the lost episode.
I think we should definitely call it that from now on. What are some tips that you have just for first-time home buyers, and maybe not even first-time home buyers, but people who are maybe looking in to get into the market, but first-time home buyers, I guess.
Okay. Wow. That's a good question. You're kind of putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
You know, it's never too early to start looking. I would say I always say this, first things first, go and speak to a mortgage professional. Do it now, do it early, because even if you're like, oh, you know, we're not ready, we're a year away, they may tell you that, you know, you're not quite ready. This
is what you need to do to be ready.
Exactly. They will tell you exactly what to do in order to get ready. For instance, they may say, you know, bump up your credit card limit. Don't spend more on your credit card. But if you have, let's say you have a $2,000 balance on a $5,000 limit,
bump it up to $10,000.
If you bump it up to $10,000, it's going to look a lot better because you have more available credit. So they will give you advice like that. Little things that you can do. Maybe you pay off this credit card. Maybe you don't pay off this credit card. Maybe you pay off your line of credit. Maybe you don't, they'll tell you things that will make it easier for you to buy when you are ready. So that's my number one thing. Always go and speak to your mortgage professional right away. That will really determine
I would definitely agree with that.
before you even think about talking to a realtor. The second thing is, I would say, don't wait to buy. If you are ready to buy, don't wait, because you don't know what the market's going to do. It could go way up, and then you're pricing yourself out of the market. I had a lot of people 6 months ago that said, this is, the market's really hot. It's not a good time for me to buy. And guess what? The market went up, and now they were maybe
they're even more not in a
they were maybe
position to buy.
approved up to 600 now, and that would have got them, or 600,000 then, and that might have been a really great kind of starting point, and you might get a really great home for that price. And now it's just more competitive. You're having to pay more. You're not going to get as much with your dollar. So I would just say, don't wait. Buy when you can, because we just don't know.
It's fair. I mean, if you're in the position to buy, sometimes it can be hard. It's a huge purchase.
It's the biggest investment of your life.
Right.
I don't take that lightly.
As my father-in-law likes to say, you got to get in the stream, so
you gotta get in the stream.
That means, maybe it's not your dream house. Maybe it's not.
Exactly. Maybe it's a small condo. Something that you can start off to get your foot in the door, and maybe you buy your dream home 5 years down the road or 2 years down the road. You get into the market. Once you have your foot in the door, it makes it so much easier down the road.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. I love our house. Our house is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's a great investment. Is it my dream house? No. Will this be the house that we'll live in for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? No. But it'll be a great investment property. Really. But I mean, could we though, if we wanted to? Absolutely, we could. But in the grand scheme of things, that's what is suiting us right now. And we bought at the right time, and we got into the market at the right time.
You really did.
And in the grand scheme of things, how many times have I said that this episode?
We should play a drinking game. How many times does Cher say in the scheme of things?
How many times do I say anything? Honestly, I say so many things so many times.
Let us know. DM us if you guys ever play a drinking game when we say certain things. Let us know.
Yeah, because we'll actually play into that.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a really good idea. Yeah. I like that.
We should do, just like on Watch What Happens Live, the word of the day is blank.
Oh, I've never watched that.
Ooh, I watch it almost every day.
Really?
Yeah.
On
Bravo.
Okay, so I like that. I think we should incorporate that. On to what we're watching. This is a good segment.
Good segue.
Good segue. On to what we're watching. So, those of you who are One Tree Hill fans.
Okay.
Did you ever watch One Tree Hill?
Never.
I never did either. However, I used to work at Garage in the mall when I was in high school, and a lot of the girls that worked there watched One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
So it was one of the girls' birthdays, and I was invited to her birthday party, and they were watching the season finale of I don't know, season 6 or something. I have no idea.
God.
So I was like, okay. I'd always thought that show was so lame, and so we started watching, and I was like, this is the best show ever.
Oh my God. Have you watched The OC?
No.
Oh, because that was my thing in high school. I loved The OC.
Yeah,
so I would like to know people's opinion, which one is better, who have watched both. Which
One Tree
one
Hill
is
or
better?
The OC?
Yeah.
Are they comparable?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like high school dramas.
I guess it's like Pacific Coast and Atlantic Coast, really, when you think about it.
Where's One Tree Hill situated?
In North Carolina. Oh. It's in Tree Hill, but it's filmed in Wilmington. And eventually one of the characters goes to play for Charlotte and Okay,
so got it.
That's kind of interesting actually. Okay. So anyways, with One Tree Hill, I don't know when the last season would have been. I think that I was maybe my grad year. So let's just say 2011. So that's 10 years after the show. So now there's been a new podcast that's been created. with 3 of the main ladies. I'm not going to get these names right because I don't remember, but it's like Bethany Joy Levitz.
Okay.
Sophia Bush.
Yes.
And I can never remember Peyton's name. Haley,
Curly hair.
Yeah, curly hair.
I know who she is.
Haley something Morgan. She's married to anyways. Peyton, Brooke, and Haley.
Okay.
All created a podcast. Deanna's going to hate me because I didn't know any of that.
She's screaming at her phone right now.
Probably.
Screaming
while she's listening to this. They created a podcast where it's a rewatch podcast.
Okay.
Which I was really excited for because I've never seen any of the show except for the last 2 seasons. Because when I went to that birthday party, I was like, this show's amazing. And I started watching it.
What a great way to start watching.
I know. So Deanna and I decided to listen to the first episode of the podcast last night. We listened to the rewatch podcast, which was good. I will say it's not like the Office Ladies podcast where they really go episode by episode and really dissect that episode. It's kind of more, at least right now, there's only 1 episode that's come out, but it's kind of more of a general thing. But then we watched the first episode of One Tree Hill, and I'm honestly super into it. Now I just can't wait to continue to listen and watch all that. So if you are a fan of One Tree Hill, go and listen to, they're called Drama Queens OTH on Spotify and YouTube and everything. It's not a visual podcast. It's just on Spotify for listening, but good podcast, and then follow along and rewatch the series. It's a good show. If you like the OC, you might actually watch.
The OC. Okay, so on that same note, they're doing the same thing for the OC. They're doing a rewatch podcast with Rachel Bilson, who played Summer, and Melinda Clark, who played, no idea. I'm blanking on Marissa's mom.
Okay.
I can't fucking remember. Julie Cooper.
Okay.
Julie Cooper.
Who's the other person that's on that? Who's like the other main chick?
I
don't know.
Misha Barton.
Yes. Misha Barton. Yes, thank you. Never watched that show.
Yeah.
All I know is the memes that have come out from that show. That's it.
I cannot find where to watch the OC online anywhere. Like, I want to stream
One Tree Hill's not on anything either.
Oh my God. So anyway, the podcast for, if you want to listen to the OC podcast, it's called Welcome to the OC, Bitches.
No way, really?
It is.
That's hilarious.
That's a quote
I love that.
From Rachel Bilson.
Yeah, see, never seen the OC. I've never seen The Hills either.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I never watched any of those things.
You need to watch all of it.
I watched, like, when I was in high school, I watched Gossip Girl.
Okay. I read the books. I didn't watch the show.
Books too. You've never seen any of the show?
No, I watched the first episode. I was a die-hard fan of the books. And so I watched the first episode, and it was just
the same.
So different. And I was so angry with the casting decisions, aside from Serena and Blair, which I think nailed it.
Yeah. Everything else.
Other than that, I was like, nope. I'm not into this.
That's how I feel about Pretty Little Liars.
Okay.
So I read all of the books and I loved them. And then I watched the first episode of the show and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because they casted all the wrong people.
Yeah. It's sometimes just
funny.
so hard in your mind to just get past it when you've just loved the book so much. So...
But then other things, they do a really good job. Like, one of my favorite books is Memoirs of a Geisha.
Okay.
And the movie is so on par with the book.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job. Same with The Time Traveler's Wife. Have you ever seen that movie? It's got Rachel McAdams
Yes,
and
I think I did years
Eric
ago.
Bana. And the book is difficult because, I mean, it's about time travel. So when you watch the movie, Henry is a time traveler and he constantly is moving between different aspects of his life. So when you read the book, you really have to pay attention to what the dates are because it shifts around so much.
Right.
And the movie was very, very well done. So I know it's hard. But yeah, no, never seen OC or any of those. I don't know. I think I'm too old for that kind of stuff now.
You might be.
Like, they're remaking Gossip Girl, and I'm like,
they
I
are?
have no interest.
No, thank you.
And I don't think I tried rewatching Gossip Girl, and I think I got through half of the first season before I was like, this is terrible.
No, I can't. I can't.
I'm just too old for that kind
of
stuff.
You know what I am watching, though, on Netflix? Superstore. It is so funny.
I've never seen that show, and I've heard it. Isn't Dane Cook in that show?
No.
Oh.
No, you're thinking of Employee of the Month.
That's exactly, yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Okay, so who's in Superstore?
Okay, America Ferrera.
America Ferrera, yes. Okay, never seen it.
Okay.
But I've heard it's really
It's
good.
very funny. It's like similar to The Office in certain ways. Like
Okay,
I saw a TikTok video, back to TikTok. I saw a TikTok video like kind of comparing it, and it's like, okay, America Ferrera, she plays Amy. She's like Pam, and
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah, and it's like Dina plays a character similar to Dwight, and then there's the manager Glenn, who's similar to Michael.
Interesting.
And then, yeah.
And that's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay. I
There's
could give that a try.
5 seasons on Netflix. I think there's 6 seasons total, so we're waiting for the last season to come out. The show's not on anymore, but it's just like, light and fluffy. It's funny.
Yep.
It's cute.
It's easy to watch.
It's easy to watch, which I enjoy.
I like stuff like that while I'm making dinner, for
Yes,
instance.
exactly.
Or
And I mean,
cleaning the kitchen or whatever. Just something easy.
I'm on season 5, and I've watched it all, and I haven't super paid close attention, but it's funny.
Okay, I will potentially give that a try.
Yeah.
I'm watching The Office again right now.
Yes,
So.
I watched 2 episodes of The Office today when I was getting ready.
Yeah, because you're listening to the Rewatch podcast and then watching.
Yeah.
So how far into that Rewatch podcast is that? Because I feel like it's been on for a while.
Let me check on it because I don't want to get this wrong. It has been a while, and some seasons are shorter than other seasons.
Yes, because the first 2 seasons, I want to say, were only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And then after, I believe it was season 3 that they started going into actual 22 episode seasons. Because I'm on season 3 right now, and I just watched the episode with Phyllis's wedding. And that's like almost towards the end of season 3. It's interesting when you go back and listen to some of these podcasts though, because you find out really how difficult it was as a show to actually be on. The Office like almost wasn't picked up by NBC. Like they had to go through
They almost got canceled so many times.
Like it was a difficult show to be on the air.
So it doesn't say. So the last episode that aired of the Office Ladies podcast was about the episode called Crime Aid. Where the office gets broken into and they do an auction. Let's see.
My gosh, I forget what episode
season
that
5,
is.
episode 5.
Okay, so that's pretty. You've been
There's
listening
9
to that
seasons
for a long time.
So yeah, I've been listening to it for a while.
That's pretty good. Okay, I like it. Okay, let's completely shift gears.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago, I put on our Instagram asking about things that our listeners would like us to talk about.
Right.
One of the things was our favorite spots to visit on Vancouver Island.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are good things for people who just moved here or maybe have been living here for a bit but haven't really explored a whole lot. I mean, I've been living here for majority of my life. I moved here when I was 5, so I've lived here for a good amount of time, and there's still a lot of places that I've never even seen. So
I've lived here my entire life. I'm older than you are by a few years.
Yes, you are, even though you won't say how old you actually are.
But
I know.
a couple years.
It's fine.
I don't even really know how old you are, to be honest.
That's fine. It's not like we talk about that very often.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. Anyways.
I am not, this is going to sound really crazy, but I'm not the most outdoorsy person.
No, you are not.
I'm not. So I'm not going to tell you about a place where I like to go hiking because I don't.
Allie doesn't have any
I don't
of those.
like to do that.
Okay, so but what are some places you've been on Vancouver Island that you like to visit that you could recommend to other people?
Oh, there's so many. They mostly involve drinking, wineries.
That's good though. That's
that
fine.
type of thing. One of my favorite places that I've honestly ever been to on the island was 40 Knots Winery. When we went there, I loved it. I think I literally sat there and I was like, I love this. I love this.
So 40 Knots Winery is in Comox. I can't remember what road it's on, so I'm not even going to tell you, but it's out like when you go towards the airport.
Just Google it.
Yeah, just Google it. It's out when you go towards the airport. So the great thing about 40 Knots, when you first go in there, they do have an inside space that you can do wine tasting. They have a very small menu. They have what's called like a picnic basket, I think.
Should this be our small business shout out?
This should be our small business shout out. I think that's a very good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, so 40 Knots. So they have kind of like a picnic basket where you choose from a whole list of items what you would like to have, and then they bring it all out to you in kind of a basket form. So when we went, it was a really lovely day. We both did wine tastings, and they gave us our wine, and they kind of said, wherever you guys would like to go and sit is up to you. So they have an entire it's like a gazebo basically, but they framed it all in with glass walls.
It is so pretty.
So pretty.
So first we sat like just outside of there.
We were sitting on a wine barrel that had a tabletop to it, and we were sitting underneath the deck at this wine barrel looking at the gazebo.
It was gorgeous. And then we realized you could actually go up to a deck where you can actually sit and you can see the whole
vineyard.
winery. And it was amazing, gorgeous. And their wine is to die for. And I mean, I've had some really great wines from Vancouver Island. I've also had some not so
terrible
great wines from Vancouver Island. Depends on the varietal. But
yes,
I swear we ordered the white flight.
Yes.
Every single wine that we tasted was amazing, including
the Chardonnay.
Cher and I do not like Chardonnay
people.
I'm not.
As soon as I saw Chardonnay, I said, I'm not drinking this.
She straight up was like, I'm not even going to taste it. And I took a sip of it and I was like, you must.
It was the one that I liked the most.
It was so good. Holy crap.
Yeah, their wine was delicious. They had 4 different kinds. Some of them that I had never even, like certain varietals I had never heard of before.
Yeah.
And so I can't even remember what they were because I had never heard of them before. But the Chardonnay, they all kind of had a little bit of a green apple aftertaste to them.
Crisp. They were acidic.
Citrusy,
they were fruity. Oh my God.
Very, very
amazing.
Good. Delicious wine. So we sat up on the deck, which was really fun. And what we also talked about was how they have a big grassy area, and there was a group of ladies that had spread out a blanket, and they were all sitting there.
It was like,
wine. They were having like
awesome. A birthday party or like a stag out or something. And it was like a group of girlfriends laying on a blanket, eating a picnic, drinking wine. And it just looked like so much fun.
They have like bar height tables spread around. They have patio tables spread around, like actual like wicker patio furniture. It's a fantastic winery. The wine is delicious. I mean, we only did the white wine flight because I don't love red, but I've only been there 2 times, and both times have been fantastic experiences. So I definitely suggest going and checking out 40 Knots Winery because it was amazing.
I bought a bottle of the Sieg.
That's what I bought too.
I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. SIEG. It's a blend. And I saved it for my birthday weekend. Kurt, that's my boyfriend. Kurt and I went away for the weekend. We went just to Qualicum, which is another really great spot. Gorgeous. The
Qualicum Bay Inn is amazing.
Qualicum Beach Inn.
Sorry, Qualicum Beach Inn. Thank you.
That's where we stayed. Right on the beach. The restaurant there is amazing. We're getting off topic, but
we're not really getting off topic because we're talking about places on Vancouver Island that people like to go.
We'll get there, but I brought the bottle of Sieg and we drank it in our room before dinner. And he is not like, he likes wine, but he's not huge on wine.
Yeah,
he loved it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes. So highly recommend.
Well, when Allie and I went to the 40 Knots Winery, we then stopped at the Qualicum Beach Inn afterwards, and I had been there before for a rehearsal dinner for a wedding.
Yeah,
but I'd never really been there to eat. And we sat and we had an appy. I had bison carpaccio, which was delicious, and Allie got takeout. But I didn't realize that their restaurant had changed to an Italian restaurant.
Yes, so there's an Italian restaurant in Gastown. We'll put a link in our on the thing
on Instagram. On the thing. We'll link that. That's what it's called from now on. Basically,
is the thing. They opened a second location, which is at the Qualicum Beach Inn, and it is amazing Italian food, and I was just
delicious.
there. I couldn't really speak on it last week because I was still recovering, but
AKA, she had a lot of alcohol.
I had too much. Too old for birthday week, as we've established.
Yes.
Anyway,
we learned that.
We had dinner at the Qualicum Beach Cafe, which is in the Qualicum Beach Inn. It's an Italian restaurant. They're also doing Crab Fest right now.
Yes,
So
that's
Crab
right.
Fest is on. I wrote it down because I didn't want to mess it up.
At June 7th, didn't it?
Something like that, but it's on until June 27th. So only a few more days left. Honestly, so we went first for happy hour. We had the bison carpaccio with homemade focaccia.
So good.
Because it was happy hour, and that's part of it. They have an
Obviously.
amazing happy hour menu. Highly recommend.
They do actually have a.
Yeah.
When we went,
Yeah.
I had a hard time choosing what I was going to have
Yeah.
because there were so many good things, but I love carpaccio, so that was just that was my choice.
It's unbelievable. So you order a side of homemade focaccia on the side. That's a tip.
I love it. You say focaccia.
Focaccia.
I love it.
Amazing. With a glass of rosé. That's what I had for happy hour. And a couple of oysters because I love
Obviously.
my oysters. Then we went back to the room, kind of got ready for dinner and whatnot. Had a bottle of Sieg.
Yes. I would pronounce it Sieg.
Yeah. Then we later had dinner. We had Crab Fest. Kurt had the surf and turf, which was half of a crab and a steak, a PEI steak actually,
Ooh.
which he was
Oh,
very
that's
excited. He's like,
interesting.
why is the steak from Prince Edward Island?
Which is surprising because normally our steak would come from Alberta.
Yes, but this is a PEI steak, and I didn't try it, but Kurt said it was one of the best steaks he's ever had.
Really?
So
I
he
love
was
steak.
very into that. I had the crab and prawn spaghetti.
that sounds good.
Unbelievable. It was half of a crab, the biggest prawns I have ever seen. And I don't even know what the sauce was on this pasta, but it was amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Qualicum Beach Inn because I will say
Amazing.
their patio is fantastic. There's
Yes.
a whole bunch of different seating areas and the service is great and the food's incredible.
Our server, oh my God, I wish I knew her name. She's tall and blonde. So if anyone from there is listening, give that girl a raise. She was amazing.
I love it.
We gave her like a 30% tip because we really liked her. She was so nice, so accommodating. We absolutely loved her.
That's cool. I love it.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So realistically, if we're looking at food and drink, we've got you covered.
Okay.
40 Knots Winery, Qualicum Beach Inn. Okay. I will cover the hiking side of things.
Because you're not going to hear that from me.
So-
you don't hike.
Okay. I like to hike, but there's a little oh my God, these margaritas, I tell you. There's a little asterisk to the hiking. Okay. I like to hike. Do I like to hike every weekend? No. I was invited to hike Mount Benson a couple weeks ago.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I've done that twice. It's a grind. I'm just not into it. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
It's not my thing.
I thought I was going to die. I'm not going to lie. I did.
But
I
if
thought
you
I was
like
gonna
hiking,
die. If
Mount
you like
Benson's
hiking,
amazing.
It's beautiful when you get
So
to the
I've
top. So first of all, it's like this when you climb it. Like
For those who are listening and
for
not
those who are
watching,
listening,
it's a steep incline.
It's a steep incline. I don't even know what degree this is, but it's a
This is, by the way, this is the accurate.
It's steep. This looks like a 90. I don't even know. Okay, it's
That's like
steep.
at least a 45 degree.
It's steep. Okay. The first 45 minutes is straight uphill. After that, it becomes a lot easier. And when you get to the top, it's absolutely fantastic. If you go on a clear day, like when I went the first time, we saw Mount Baker. You could see all of the Winchelsea Islands. It was gorgeous.
Really cool.
It was absolutely spectacular. So if you're into hiking, absolutely. I've never climbed Mount Aerosmith or any of the other mountains is what I was going to say. I would highly recommend them, even though I've never done them. I've heard they're amazing.
Yeah.
What I'm going to talk about mostly is the falls. So Ammonite Falls.
Yeah.
Have you been to Ammonite Falls?
No.
Okay, so Ammonite Falls is
is crazy.
it's local to Nanaimo. It's just off of Jingle Pot Road. You park, you walk in. It's a very easy trail to get in there. And then there's ropes to get down from the main viewing area down to where the actual
Perfect.
falls are. So you can stay up top, or you can go down the ropes down to the bottom where you can walk along underneath the falls. It's quite muddy, so I will say prepare for that, because it definitely is a muddy trail all year round, but spectacular, especially when the glaciers are melting and the water's kind of flowing through. It's really beautiful. Because it's in the middle of Nanaimo, it's pretty impressive. Yes, I can see the time. I know. We have only 3 minutes until the Housewives.
Then we have to wrap it up.
It's fine. So I suggest taking a look at Ammonite Falls. My second thing is Myra Falls. Marcus, maybe you can touch on this a little bit, because I've never been to Myra Falls.
So we just went there like this weekend.
Yes.
And it's like spectacular. Like the drive is so far out from Campbell River. Like we just drove. I'm like, where the fuck are we actually going?
It's a long ways out.
It's a pretty long ways out, but
it's
apparently when we went, the water was just unreal, and there was just so much water coming down from the mountain that usually it's not that much. So I think we just got very lucky, and there was just so much water coming down. We went all the way onto the lake, and it was crazy.
I've heard that Myra Falls is spectacular.
I've heard that too. I've seen some pretty spectacular photos, so
I've always wanted to go.
Only imagine.
That and Della Falls.
Oh, where's that?
I want to say Port Alberni, but I might not be getting that right. I'm going to have to look and just see, but I want to say Port Alberni. I've heard it's amazing. The hole in the wall at Port Alberni is also really incredible. I've never been there, and I've always wanted to go, but it's right across like where Coombs Country Candy is when you first come into Port Alberni. You kind of park like across the road kind of thing, and you walk down this path, and there's the hole in the wall, and it's just this big hole that the river flows through, and it looks amazing. I'd like to do that. I've never done it.
Okay.
And my last thing is Kinsel Trestle, which Marcus also went to last week. The Kinsel Trestle, I was going to say it's a bit of a trek in, but it's really not. It's a little bit of a walk in, and it's this spectacular trestle that, when you think about it, I mean, it's just wood. It's amazing.
It's just wood. Okay.
But it used to hold trains. Like, it's beautiful.
It used to hold trains.
Whatever. It's really nice. I like it.
I've seen some pretty great Instagram photos of the Kinsel Trestle.
It's really beautiful. It's a very easy drive, nice parking lot. You then walk 5 minutes to get to the trestle. Great photo spots, beautiful views. Recommend.
Okay, great. Should we wrap it up?
I think we should wrap it up.
So please follow us. I'm at Allie Morrison.
And I'm at Cher Rowe. We're on Instagram and on YouTube. Check us out. Thank you for following.
Business without the I.
Bitches in Business, no I. I can't remember if Instagram lets us do the I. I know YouTube doesn't.
Well, our Instagram handle is Bitches in Business without the I.
There you go.
So,
Bitches in Business without the I.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.